before meeting with students about guns, Trump stops everything and gives one man the floor. President Donald Trump hosted high school students at the White House on Wednesday to discuss guns and violence in American schools. But before starting the meeting, he stopped everything in order to give one man the floor. It was an absolutely breathtaking moment and a great example of why Trump is the perfect leader to get us through this difficult time. Throughout the day on Wednesday, students marched on the Florida state capitol, calling for tougher gun laws. Hundreds of students from suburban Maryland also ditched school to attend a rally on Capitol Hill before marching to the White House. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump held a listening session for survivors of the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, last week. On Valentine's Day, 19-year-old gunman Nicholas Cruz stormed his former high school armed with an AR-15, intent on murdering as many innocent people as possible. He succeeded in killing 17, and he injured 14 others, accomplishing his goal of becoming a professional school shooter. In the wake of this tragic massacre, the nation has cried out for lawmakers to do something to prevent more innocent lives from being lost at U.S. schools in the future. The people need a leader to give them hope in these dire circumstances, and luckily, Donald Trump has delivered. President Trump held a listening session on Wednesday for some of the people affected by last week's shooting in Parkland. It was an emotional meeting, as students and parents alike aired their grievances. As Trump entered the room, he made sure to shake each and every person's hand. Then, he made sure the meeting started on the right foot by asking a pastor to lead the entire group in prayer. "I thought we would start off, Pastor, if you could possibly say a prayer it would be appreciated," said the president. The entire room then fell silent as the pastor led everyone in a heartfelt prayer for the 17 victims of the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School and others who have perished due to gun violence. Spilling out wrenching tales of lost lives and stolen security, students and parents appealed to President Donald Trump on Wednesday to set politics aside and protect America's school children from the scourge of gun violence. Trump listened intently to the raw emotion and pledged action, including the possibility of arming teachers. What was dubbed a listening session turned into an expression of anguish and emotion. Source: CBS New York. Thankfully, President Donald Trump understands what most on the left do not. Now, more than ever, we need prayer. As a nation, we need to turn back to the Christian roots our country was founded upon and reclaim our moral compass. We've tried taking God out of the equation and that hasn't worked. Our society is more violent now than ever. Indeed, we have removed God and guns from our schools, but are they any safer for it? Certainly not. In fact, at the rate school shootings are unfolding, you are quite literally gambling with your child's life if you send them to school, where they essentially become a sitting duck as soon as they walk through the doors. President Donald Trump's idea to arm teachers is a good one. Any would-be gunman would certainly think twice before storming a school if they knew they were likely to be met with a barrage of bullets on the other side. After all, a gun-free zone is like a neon welcome sign to a potential maniac. Despite what those on the left would have you believe, these are the least safe places around. How'd you get so far away?